Hey everyone, I'm Ryan, you're watching 60 Cycle Hum, and in this video, I'm going to show you a guitar that is not the worst guitar I've ever been sent. This is a Zuwei USA Custom Series guitar, and if you were watching this channel, I want to say 8 or 9 months ago, it was late last year, you might have seen my video unboxing a different Zuwei guitar, which was legitimately the worst guitar that I think has ever been sent to me. Actually, is probably the worst guitar I've ever encountered in my entire life. Like, especially new out of box like that, I'm pretty sure the truss rod was broken and there were gaps around the nut. I've never seen gaps around a nut, but this had gaps on both sides of the nut. Everything, every detail of that guitar was non-salvageable. It was just a hot mess. So I published the video, and unbeknownst to me, Zuwei has a USA division, a custom shop apparently, and so Zuwei USA jumped into the comment section of that video and had a big problem with how I covered that guitar and things I said about that guitar and the fact that I have that guitar at all. They think that I should have received a different guitar from my contact that contacted me from Zuwei. So there was a lot of drama going on in the comment section, and then Zuwei USA ended up deleting the vast majority of their comments. But they wanted to send me a guitar. They wanted to send me one of their guitars that they put together in service here in the USA. They're actually based out of New York, I think. And the drama was so hot and so spicy that I was just like, I didn't really want to give them my home address. We didn't have the P.O. box at the time, the UPS box. And so I was kind of just done. I didn't want to deal with it. But then Steve and I got a UPS box when we got all those Azure pedals in to give away. And so they saw on the podcast, us put up the address, and they sent this guitar as a surprise. And I do have to say, it's a fun guitar. And out of the box, it's set up ready to play. It's set up really nicely. It's a nice player. It's a fun player. It actually reminds me a lot of my first electric guitar that I ever owned, which, believe it or not, had a Floyd Rose on it, a licensed Floyd Rose. It was a Slammer by Hamer. Not this pickup loadout. It had an HSH setup. But the feel of it, the playability of it is a lot like how I wound up having that guitar set up for myself. So this feels very comfortable and familiar to me. And it has a lot of really interesting details that I'll go over here in a minute. But I thought it would be fun to read portions of this letter that they wrote me. They sent, look at this, it's like an official little envelope here. In the back, it has a certificate of authenticity. And then it has a sheet showing everything that they worked on and checked on with the instrument. And then I got a 2-page letter here. I'll read through all of it, and then in editing, I'll cut back and forth to the more interesting parts, and maybe I'll take pictures and put the full letter in an Imager or something like that with a link down below. Dear 60 Cycle Hum, we at Zuwei USA wanted to send you this custom-built guitar as a congratulations on reaching 100,000 followers. This is quite the accomplishment, especially in the genre of guitars and gear. We hope you cherish this instrument as a sign of this accomplishment, but more importantly, we hope you play the shit out of it. We know what a POS our Chinese warehouse sent you, and we wanted to show you the opposite end of the spectrum. You asked us to contact you when our products were made and shipped from our USA shop, and this is our first venture into that area. I don't remember asking, but I believe that I probably did. This guitar is part of our new Zuwei USA Custom Series. These currently start at $499 and are all under $900. In a world where so much is the same, we are doing something different. Each is one of a kind and are designed, finished, and assembled in the USA. The raw parts are sent from our factories overseas, where we handcraft them into affordable, extremely playable guitars. We focus on playability, tone, and affordability. Things like exact 1-degree neck angles, level smooth frets, stable FR tremolo, quality hand-wired pickups, and alpha pots. Each sports concentric volume pots for precise pickup blending. The top volume controls the front pickup and the bottom the back. Simply turn one all the way down to shut it off. These are covered in 5 coats of hot wax, which is not only 100% eco-friendly, it's cost effective, allows the wood to actually vibrate more and sustain like it should. Another benefit of the wax is these will relic at a much faster rate. For not everyone wants to wait 30 years to age their guitar. Your new axe has all of these features and some custom inlays on the front body to boot. The body is basswood and hand sanded to a lovely contour. It was then hand stained orange and covered in the wax. The neck and fretboard are maple and have great playability, response, and tone. The neck shim has been hand sanded to make sure the neck angle is 1 degree plus or minus 10%. Every guitar we sell at ZuweiUSA.com comes inspected and professionally set up, no matter what the cost or origin of the makers. Our USA Custom Series comes with the action set at 2.0 millimeters at the low E and 1.5 millimeters at the high E. You can go lower or higher if you desire by simply telling our techs when you order. We wanted this to be a surprise to you guys, so we couldn't ask. The frets are level and the relief is under 0.5 millimeters. The strings are semi-old, 2 weeks have been played on, and should be replaced with the new set we provided in the near future. We rested the FR, the Floyd Rose, on the guitar body for stability, especially if a string breaks. Included is a second level shim that can be installed under the current shim. This will float the bridge and allow you to bend in both directions, but will require you to raise the bridge. Also included is a small ball bearing that should be installed into the wiggle stick hole before you screw it in. This allows you to keep the stick super tight and still have mobility without it becoming loose. An extra tremolo spring is also included, in case you want to go up in string gauge and need another spring for tension. The Floyd Rose on this guitar is currently locked, so unlock the nut before tuning. The front pickup is a 4.5K single coil. That's fairly low output. And the rear is an 11.5 humbucker. That's like on the hot end of what I prefer. I like humbuckers that are like usually 8 or 9, but that sounds fun. 11.5. This is a great combo, allowing for unlimited tonal capabilities, especially when combined with the concentric volume. This is something we think only Zuwei USA is doing, and it really has gotten amazing feedback in our shop. These come complete with a certificate of authenticity, a quality Perry's locking strap, and gig bag. For 100 more, we would include the hard case you received with yours. The goal is to provide one-of-a-kind USA design and assembled guitars that are extremely playable at affordable prices. We hope you dig it. We know that we didn't get off to such a great start with the POS guitar you were sent. However, we here at Zuwei USA had nothing to do with that, and in fact, did not even have our USA shop open at the time. But it did negatively affect us, being we sell that brand. We are far from Amazon and are the only company in this price range offering this kind of guitar buying experience. 100% studio and gig-ready guitars upon arrival. Zuwei China is excellent in making guitars, especially acoustics, but not so good at marketing them. The "Is This the Worst Guitar Ever" video fared very well for you, and by far has the most views and engagement of any you have made. That's not true. I think it's under 200,000 views, and I'm pretty sure at least one or a couple of my Epiphone SL videos are close to 700,000. I mean, it did very well. They're not wrong. The video did well. I was as surprised by that as anyone. If I could manufacture situations where videos do that well, I would probably be doing it, but clearly I can't force success. I've chosen the long, slow grind with this channel instead of doing the really over-the-top clickbait stuff I can do. At least something good came out of it. Ironically, we don't even sell that model on our website, www.zuweiusa.com, only in our shop, already set up and ready to rock. It's actually a decent guitar when built and set up properly. The truth is, our factories do make Donner, ERT, IYV, and many more of the newer, affordable, popular brands. And the popular Zuwei product, even from China, are truly of better quality than all of those brands. That is a big claim. They're claiming that they make I feel like I'm going to need some sort of proof that they make and Donner. I believe IYV. I believe that they are in the same factory. Does Zuwei, if it's being made in the same factory, does Zuwei own that factory, or are they just being manufactured in the same factory? I might have to ask some of those brands what they say about that, because that's a spicy take. Every company makes a bad guitar every now and then, and of course Zuwei is no different. Sadly, Zuwei China sent you their lowest model without even checking it. Not too smart. I have no idea why they didn't send you a LP or Sundancer 335, something of some true quality and value. Anyway, what we send you is exactly what we would send to anyone. The same love goes into every guitar before we ship them out to our customers. We kept Agent Orange in our shop for a month. That's the name of the guitar, Agent Orange. For a month, for the simple reason of letting as many of your fans play this guitar before we sent it to you. We asked everyone that came in that knew about your show to pick it up. In fact, we estimate about 40 to 50 of your fans have actually played this guitar, and they all look forward to seeing your response. We felt this fitting because the fans are the reason we are sending this to you. Congratulations on your success, and we hope this guitar finds your hearts. If you have any questions or would like to do a live podcast, we can be reached at Zuwei USA. Okay, I'm not going to read the whole email, but interesting information and an interesting and long letter and an interesting guitar. Let's start going through some of the details here. That wax finish is very unique. I don't think I've ever even heard of guitars having wax finishes. Is that a familiar thing to you guys out there? Name some brands that do wax finishes, because I've never heard of it, let alone seen it or held it. It has a unique feel to it. It does feel waxy, but not like, it doesn't feel like it's going to melt or anything like that. I wonder if it's like a paraffin wax or what wax they're using exactly. Some sort of furniture wax, but it has a really interesting kind of like rustic, home done, but in a good way sort of vibe to it. The thing I was saying to Steve when we opened it is like, there's home done that's like you would rather have, you know, the factory version of it. And then there's home done where it's like you would rather have a homemade apple pie, right? This is pushing into that homemade apple pie sort of territory with the finish, where it's charming in a way. It has a personality that I'm really curious about, and I wouldn't mind seeing some more guitars that explore this finishing technique. It's a little bit sticky at times, but so can, you know, standard poly finishes and things like that. I'm interested to see how it wears over time. I might have to force some of that with wearing some sleeves that have buttons and stuff to get caught on there. Maybe a big belt buckle. See what happens. You know me, always wearing big belt buckles. I think it's really interesting that they did the wax finish on the headstock and then kind of did an ombre, blending it down the neck. An interesting gradient. It gets a little bit blotchy in some places, like it gets a little bit thinner right there and then blotches back in, and you get, you know, a lot of like very hand done looking details, which, like I said, is not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's a bit charming in a way. The letter said that this was an inlay. I think it's burned in with a laser. It looks like a laser thing to me. It doesn't look like an inlay. Maybe I'm totally wrong and it is some sort of inlay, but I don't think it is. I mean, I guess if they have a laser, they could have cut out different pieces of wood and then hollowed out the places to glue them in, and it is an inlay, but I don't know, maybe it is. It's hard to tell. Maybe it is an inlay. There's a couple rough details here. Like this lower cutaway here has a lumpiness to the cut where it's not perfectly round. I'm not sure what's going on there, if that's how it came, how the body came from the factory, and then they did some sort of extra sanding away at it here in the USA. It's like you can really feel it right here. And you can see it too. An unevenness in that curve. So I'm not sure what that's about. The rest of the body work looks fine to me. What do you guys think of the headstock shape? I'm wondering, I was looking at Zuwei's like factory produced guitars. I didn't see any with this headstock shape. I'm wondering if they're cutting down the shape in their USA shop to have a unique USA headstock, or if that is how it comes to them at the USA shop. I honestly really like that they have the Floyd Rose resting on the body. That is my preference. That's what I do with like strap bridges. I want it to rest on the body when I'm not using it. I'm not a pull on a Floyd Rose type of guy. I do dives only. One way Floyd Rose use for me. So I'm glad that they set it up that way. I have a little bit of troubles getting the arm to stay tight. I did the ball bearing thing like they said. Extra ball bearings came in this little bag that they sent, as well as that neck shim. But it seems like no matter how hard I tighten that down, after a bit of use, it starts to loosen up and the arm goes wiggly and loose again. I'm sure that'll show up as I start to play it here. This is an interesting concept, the dual volume knobs. I'm not sure I'll ever end up blending the pickups together, but it is an interesting concept. They have such a different range in output. I don't know, maybe I'll end up experimenting with that and finding a blend that I like. But I tend to just do one pickup at a time, no matter what guitar I'm on these days. The neck itself, it's very comfortable. It feels really nice. Everything that they said in the letter about the action and the setup is true. It plays really, really nice. The fret ends are great. It's really, really fast. It's comfortable. Like I said, it honestly kind of reminds me of the newer like EVH guitars. The ones that I've picked up in stores anyways. I don't own one of those, but it has that kind of raw wood, flat and fast neck kind of feel to it. So yeah. Definitely not the worst guitar I've ever been sent. It's got probably one of the more interesting stories and backgrounds to it of any guitar I've ever been sent. The history that Zuwei and 60 Cycle Hum have together across 2 videos now. 3 videos? Yes, 3 videos now of Zuwei's. All right, I'm gonna turn on the amps and start playing this thing. Of course, I'm running through the 2 Princeton's rig. And I happen to be on the bridge pickup. Yeah, see, it's floppy now. I gotta tighten it down a little bit after a lot of uses. I'm just playing nonsense here, aren't I? All right, let's check out the neck pickup. So roll that all the way up. Here they are together. But no one's gonna play this guitar clean, are they? I mean, I could do some surfy stuff with it. Roll back that bridge pickup, just the neck. But most people want to hit this with drive. We'll start out with some light gain drive from my 50/50 pedal. Here is the neck and the bridge together. And here is just the bridge. Hot pickup is pushing that 50/50. I do have fun with the Floyd Rose. I get myself in trouble with the Floyd Rose, but I do have fun with it. Now let's do some heavier distortion from the Perfecto Bad 94 distortion. Stack the Bad 94 with my Wampler bell. It makes it extra gainy. With that neck blended back in. It does beef it up. Here it is without the neck at all. Here it is with the neck. Without. With. Always kind of wanted a surf style guitar that happened to have a Floyd Rose on it. And just all single coils and seafoam green and pearloid pickguards, but then just a dive bomby, wiggly, double locking Floyd Rose. Wouldn't that be fun? I think that would be a lot of fun. Maybe I should, maybe I'll make that happen with this guitar. Maybe I'll turn it into a surf guitar of some sort. So what do you guys think? I think that the finishing has that like homemade apple pie sort of quality that I was describing earlier. But the neck itself, the playability of the guitar, I think the pickups they sound fine. I'd have no reason to swap the pickups for any reason other than, like, you know, having personal preferences and stuff like that. They don't sound cheap. They don't sound bad to me. They sound like normal pickups. But the playability of it, the way it's set up, I think is totally on par with the price point that they're going for. $499 starting out. I don't know where this sits in that price range in between $499 and under $900 that they mentioned in the letter. Like, is this a $750? Is this a $900? Is this a $499? I don't know. But I'd say that this is totally playable at the $499 level, and then some. So yeah, it's a fun guitar. The finish and the style and, you know, everything else is really all personal preference. It really is. So tell me what you think. Check out the link to look at their other finishes. And yeah, I'm curious to hear from people that went to the shop and tried this. The letter claims that 40 or 50 different fans, viewers of this channel ended up trying this guitar before it was shipped out. I want to hear from you guys. What did you think of this guitar? You got a chance to play it. What are your honest opinions on this guitar that you got to play in the shop? So anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me a rude and nasty comment. Support us on Patreon. Buy a shirt if you're naked. Big thanks to Zuwei for sending this out. Zuwei USA. After everything that happened and all the drama and the back and forth and everything, this felt like a good way to go. And you guys are probably thinking like, oh yeah, this is easy for you to say. You got a guitar out of it. I get guitars all the time. That's not the point. The point isn't sending me a guitar. The point is sending this specific guitar and, you know, spending the effort to write a nice letter and say nice things and things like that. And, you know, to do the 60 cycle hum inlay on there and stuff. Like, I feel like this is a correct response to a video that was not flattering for the brand. I don't know. What do you guys think about that specific angle of this whole thing? I feel good about it though. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay grounded.